I have a confession to make. The Lost series finale is my favorite episode of television ever, and it changed my life. That sounds like a lot, especially for a series finale where there were a lot of people who didn't like it. One of the reasons why was the symbolism. I thought the symbolism was really cool. You know, a lot of people, they don't like to touch religion. They don't want to offend anybody, and they don't want to disenfranchise a large segment of their audience. But with the creators of Lost, they pushed all of their chips into a really cool universalist type thing where all paths lead to God. This is illustrated really well in all of the symbols in the church where Jack went for his father's funeral, and probably best by the stained glass window that you can see in the back when he's walking towards the casket. Not only is the symbolism in the room really cool, but the message sent in people's fates is very telling as well. Regardless of the character's religion or background, they are able to find salvation or peace by the good deeds that they did in their story. The good deeds outweighed all of their flaws, and it was only when characters could accept their past mistakes and act in a way that redeemed them that they were able to find their way into an afterlife of circumspection, in what many considered to be the flash sideways. The truth of their redemption is then revealed when they accept who they are as good people. I also really like the way that they tied up personal relationships as being what can awaken your soul, as if to say there is such a thing as soulmates. Some religions would like you to give up all things in the material world, including your family, in search of things that only exist in the spiritual plane. But here, we find that personal relationships can transcend our earthly lives and even be a beacon in the hereafter for our path to peace. This was a cool way to give happy endings to love stories and family reunifications, but also acknowledge that not everybody got to live life in the way that they hoped or planned. Now, I'm not a TV writer or producer, and I've never tried to do any of those things, so I don't know what it's like. I just watched the show. Also, I didn't watch from day one. I caught up on Hulu before the last season. I watched all 5 seasons, kind of in a marathon thing over several weeks. I had heard people talking about Lost, but I was only ever half listening because I didn't think I'd care about people being stranded on an island. It just reminded me of Survivor, and I don't like reality television. I also didn't watch the show from the lens of someone who was watching commentary immediately after every episode. I didn't read any blogs or reviews, although I am completely aware that most people did not like the series finale like I do. However, when I talk to somebody in real life that I meet and ask them why they don't like the Lost series finale, a lot of times they say, well, because they were dead the whole time. But they weren't dead the whole time. The creators of the show have gone out of their way on several occasions to point out that they were not dead the whole time. And also, whenever I've watched the show, and I've watched it a lot, I've never even gotten that impression. I know a lot of people said that they left too many loose ends, and they didn't tie all the stories together. But I think had the series finale been better received, we would have seen a cool spin-off series. And there was a little mini episode of that on the DVD extras. Also, they could have even left it open for a film. This show changed me. It put a fire in me to learn a lot more about philosophy, religion, and science. Stuff that I wasn't necessarily interested in before that. Also, it compelled me to join an organization that's both philosophical and philanthropic, and that many people know is the world's oldest fraternity. It was a catalyst for me to believe in the power of people's actions again. And while I still have a lot of internal conflicts, and I make mistakes on a quite regular basis, I do think that it improved my life, and it made me think of things. I'm not asking for you to agree. I just hope that something can do for you what the series finale of Lost did for me.